Now, when Jesus heard this, when he heard that John the Baptist had died, he withdrew from there in a boat to a desolate place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them, and he healed their sick. The first time I read that, I think I actually got angry because Jesus has just lost his cousin. He's just lost one of the people closest to him. And in verse 13, it tells us that he withdrew from there to go to a desolate place by himself. It doesn't tell us why. It doesn't tell us why he went by himself. Presumably, it's so he can go and grieve because he's just heard this news about the death of his cousin. And one of the first things that happens when he hears this news is that the crowds follow him and they bombard him with their needs. And they're like, yo, we have sick people. Please help us. Just imagine what Jesus is going through at this point in time. The amount of grief and pain and sorrow that he must be feeling, and then this great crowd demanding things of him. And the scripture says that Jesus chose to have compassion on them and he healed their sick. I think that tells me two things. One, it tells me that the only reason Jesus has such compassion is because he has such great love for his people. A lot of us, if we are having a really terrible day, we are not willing to help somebody. We're not willing to give somebody the time of day to be like, I'm not about to help you, bro. I had a terrible day myself. I'm not trying to deal with that. I'm not trying to deal with your stuff. For a lot of us, if we stub our toe for the next 45 minutes, everybody's catching strays. That person didn't have nothing to do with this, but because we are upset, because we are going through whatever it is we're going through, it's hard to have compassion for other people. But he himself, Jesus, has just found out this terrible news, and he chooses to have compassion and give of his time, give of his energy, give of his mental space and capacity to help these people and heal their sick. For a time, he puts away what he himself was dealing with, which is the death of his cousin. The second thing it shows me is that Jesus is able to compartmentalize. He's able to put this aside for a time to tend to the people in front of him, to show care, to show love, to be there for those people. But he doesn't just ignore it. He doesn't just push it to the side and never addresses it again. He pushed it to the side for a time. He decided to postpone it. But at a time, he went back on a mountain and he sat with the Father and he addressed that hurt and he addressed that pain. Most likely was pouring out his soul to the Father, probably weeping, probably in anguish, probably just hurt, It's one of the most amazing things to know that he was in pain and still chose to help.